What's poppin', sexies? It's your boy here, back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and we have the Datamines for Mythic Hero Askr, a very awesome character. A lot of people were looking forward to him, and I think his release was a little bit rushed, but in that same regard, I'm still happy to get him. He's a very charismatic lord, so looking forward to using him if I'm able to free pull him. I currently have 0 orbs, because I'm still trying to spark for Ymir on her banner. But any spare orbs I get after the fact, I will be dumping on Colorless to try and get a copy of him. I do believe this guy is a must summon. He does so many things. His weapon is nuts. His C skill is equally as nuts. So definitely, if you have some orbs to spare, I would say try to snag a copy of him. Now, there was some substantial other details we got in this data mine that I was not expecting whatsoever. Usually these mythic and legendary data mines are really not that packed, but this one had quite a lot going on. So if we head over here, we're going to see that we're getting a FEH Summer Celebration. It's going to include some Orb Packs and some mission rewards and also a Grand Hero Battle Party. So usually when they do stuff like this, it's usually in preparation for a FEH Channel. Now, it's been increasingly difficult to actually predict when the FEH Channels are going to be, but just judging by the information we got in this actual data mine and a lot of talk going around about a 5.5-year anniversary celebration, I do think that we are going to get a FEH Channel within the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. And we're just going to go ahead and review some of these orb packs that they're going to have. So as soon as reset goes up, these are going to go live, I believe. We have a FEH Summer Orb Pack. This is the first one. You're going to be able to buy this 2 times, and it's $7.99, basically $8 US. And you get a total of 25 orbs. So assuming you were to buy this orb pack twice, you get 50 orbs, and you're basically spending 16 bucks. So the orb to money ratio is just over 3 orbs per dollar. That is a very good orb to money ratio. So if you were considering buying any of these orb packs, I would say this one's actually not too bad, mainly because the price is pretty good. 8 bucks, that's not that bad. I'm sure most people can afford that if you're a light spender, or maybe you don't spend too often. Maybe you just buy the FEH Pass when you need a spark or like the Resplendent. This one's definitely up for consideration, even though spending money on this game, can I really tell people to spend money? It's up to your own discretion if you want to, but just going by the math here, this is one of the better orb packs, so keep that in mind. Alright, then we have this one here. This is a little more interesting because we are getting a 5-star hero when we buy the pack. So you're going to be able to buy this one twice as well. It's $17.99, so $18, and you're getting 33 orbs this time, which is not quite as good as the other one. So if you bought both of these, it's 66 orbs for 36 bucks. And you're getting roughly 1.8 repeating orbs per dollar, which is not even, or a little over half of what you'd be getting from the first one. So if you're just trying to get orbs, then the first pack is definitely better. But in this pack, you are getting a copy of Duma every time you buy it. Now, is Duma going to be worth it? After he got his refine, I would actually say this guy is actually pretty good, but not necessarily as a defensive mythic hero. Really, the only good thing about him is upheaval if you're running him on defense, and Elamine can shut that down with false start if she needs to. So it's a big rip for him. The one good thing about him in Aether Raids is very easy to cancel out now, so that does suck. However, when you're using him in the other modes as just a regular old unit, his refine is really, really strong. He does a lot of things. He gains a lot of damage. He inflicts a lot of debuffs on the foes. So I actually do really like his refine as a unit for fighting, but not so much as a defensive mythic hero. I feel like it would have been a little better if they gave us an offensive hero instead, because the merges are worth way more on the offensive ones than the defensive ones. So had this been like maybe Plumeria or Ashura or even Regan or something, I think just getting like 2 merges, well, not for free, but like 2 merges for a price there would have been much better than getting the defensive merges on Duma here, because your offensive merges on the mythic heroes pile up a lot more. They add up, and as you're doing your fights through the season, you're going to score way higher by having merges on the offensive units. as opposed to going for merges on the defensive heroes with the lift loss reduction and so on. Just have a good defense pretty much, and you should be fine. So, kind of a shame there. Okay, then we have this orb pack here. This one is a Dragon Flower orb pack. So far, out of all the orb packs, I would say this one's actually the worst. It's 53 orbs for 27 bucks. So that's... Oh, I don't even know why I opened the paint tool there, but... Okay, so 53 orbs over 27. A little under 2 orbs per dollar. I can't even do math, dude. 27 times 2 is 54. I could have easily just did that in my head, but I'm a dumbo, so I need the calculator. All right, regardless, I don't think this is worth it. You can buy this 4 times, which is hilarious, because no one's even going to buy it once, I don't think. Dragon flowers are a nice currency, particularly the infantry ones, because infantry heroes get more flowers. But I've never found myself on a shortage of these, and maybe that's just me because I don't build that many heroes, only the ones that I know I'm going to be using. But they release new heroes every month so frequently. We get like 2 or 3 banners per month that have new heroes on it. And every time you clear one of the Dragon Flower trials with a new hero, you're getting 40 of that type of flower. So I've never really been in a shortage of these, and plus you can get them from the Celestial Stone Shop. They are the easiest of the currencies in there to redeem at 1 Celestial Stone per 100 flowers. So that's just me. I would say these are not worth it, but maybe to you they are, so I guess maybe this pack is okay, but I would say definitely stay away from this one. And then finally, okay, so this is where things get really interesting. So this orb pack... You're able to buy this one twice. You're getting 77 orbs for 40 bucks. That's basically the same price as the orb pack that we all buy. If you're a whale or a dolphin or whatever, the 77 orb pack for 40 bucks is the orb pack that is the most worth it. So to have this orb pack coming with Henriette, who has Far Save and DD4, 2 of the most coveted fodder skills in the game right now, this is a really solid orb pack. And then as the added bonus currency, you're getting 10 trait fruits. Now, I found trait fruits besides the Ascended Florets to be the currency that I want the most at the moment. Just being able to trade in your trait fruits to get the perfect IVs on any character, particularly the hard to get ones. So like legendary and mythic heroes that are only around once a month and you got to go through triple color sharing to get them, or the seasonal heroes that are around for a very limited time. The trait fruits, being able to fix IVs on those characters is super powerful. So having trait fruits and Far Save, I think this is probably the best orb pack out of the bunch. Although the $8 orb pack with more orbs is also a really good one for lighter spenders. One thing I would say though to keep in mind, 40 bucks. For that amount, you could buy Sunbreak, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and that game is phenomenal. I've been having so much fun with that. I have like over 1,000 hours on Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak. Same with World, dude. I played the shit out of Monster Hunter World. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. So just keep that in mind. Like 40 bucks, even though it's the price of a full retail game, you're getting orbs that you could gamble away and not pull a good unit. But here, it's not really so much of a gamble because you are at least guaranteed to get a copy of Henriette, and she's really good for fodder. So it's not the worst, but just be mindful of spending, especially on these games. All right, and then finally, we have the new missions. This is the reason why I believe there's going to be a FEH Channel, and right there, we got the juice already. We're getting a Form a Soul right there for one of these missions. Defeat a red foe that is level 10 or higher with a blue ally. You're going to be able to do that in no time at all. So as soon as these missions go live, this is going to be one right down the hatch. So very good. Form of Soul's very worthwhile. Very good. We're getting some orbs as well and some ephemera codes, some divine dues. All very good rewards. Very easy to clear missions. So for sure, I would say there's going to be a FEH Summer Celebration. All right, Heroic Ordeals, like Arena Crest. Nobody needs those, but okay. All right, and then we have the Grand Hero Battle Party. So this is really good. I always love when they do this because people that are trying to merge up the Grand Hero Battle units, just getting that extra copy and saving yourself some heroic grails is always going to be good. And the first of the batch is going to be Yanfei, one of the more coveted of the Grand Hero Battle units. Lots of people are merging him up to plus 10, and for good reason. He is certainly one of the better merge projects that we have. All right, we also have Reeve as well. Now, Reeve is really good, but unfortunately, he lost some of his value with the release of Duo Thick. I totally just called them Duo Thick on accident there. I meant Duo Thor. Thor and Loki, they basically have stall, which is what made this Reeve so good. And they also have stall and exposure, so they're just way better. But that being said, not everyone has Duo Thick. So if you've got Reeve, you're free to play, and you just need stall, then this guy's still a very worthwhile unit to go for. We're also getting Gonzalez. We're getting Salem. And then, okay, so these are the only ones that we know, but I'm sure there are going to be more in this Grand Hero Battle Party. So I don't know when that FEH Channel is going to be, but expect it very soon. Okay, then we have special maps. So Phase Summer, Part 7, Part 6. There's going to be quite a lot of these extra mission maps that they do. Whenever you clear the 2 difficulties, you get 2 orbs per map. So we're looking at least 7 maps here. That's going to be 14 orbs for everybody. Not too shabby. And then we're getting a Jafar and Nino Bound Hero battle. So some more orbs for everybody. All very good. All right, now let's head over to Askr, and let's go ahead and take a look at his stat line. This guy, like I said earlier, I do think he is a must-summon. This guy is insane. He's actually more insane than you might think. So base stats are going to be 40 HP, 43 attack, 26 speed, 43 defense, and 31 res. He has a grand total BST of 183, which is pretty good for infantry, although not quite as high as Atlas, the Greek god. So I guess, what are they trying to say here? The Greek gods are stronger than the Nordic gods or something? Because I think all the gods from Fae are supposed to be from Norse mythology, whereas Atlas is the Greek god who held the earth on his back. So Atlas, with his 187 BST, that guy is an anomaly. But still, this unit here, this guy's crazy. He has a super boon on defense, and that's the only super boon that he's got. But it's a very good one for him, because it's going to combo quite well with his weapon effect. So, on this guy's weapon, he basically has a better version of Flow Flight, where he's gaining true damage and true damage reduction. So, what this means is true damage reduction. Based on 20% of his defense stat, he's gaining damage reduction to whatever attacks you do based on that number. So, assuming he's got 60 raw defense after all his skills are accounted for, 20% of that would be 12. So, any attacks you do are being cut by 12 points of damage. And you can't block that with stuff like Deadeye or Lethality or whatever. None of your damage reduction cut skills are going to work. So, he's crazy. He's just an iron wall that's not going to go down without a fight. He's dealing 12 points of extra damage as well. He has a guaranteed follow-up. He has -1 special trigger. This guy's just wild. All stats of 5 also. He does so many things, man. And then his C skill is really the icing on the cake. Just like how Duo Crom is nuts because he has the -1 special trigger on his reposition effect when he uses to change fate. This guy just does it at the start of the turn. And you don't have to waste an action to do it. So, whereas in summoner duels where you're wasting your first action to reposition with Crom and the other unit to gain the cooldown reduction, Askr doesn't care. He just starts the turn and all allies are gaining the special cooldown reduction without wasting any moves. So that's really strong. This guy is going to be wild in every mode that you want to run him in. And if we go over here, we can take a look at the interaction of his C skill. So this is how it's going to work. All right, as we see here, we have Alphonse in 2 spaces and Veronica and Xander in 2 spaces. All 3 of the units are gaining the effects of his C skill. So -1 special cooldown. We're getting Resonant Blades and Resonant Shields. And the reason why this is working is because Xander is from Fates. He is a character not from Fire Emblem Heroes, even though Veronica and Alphonse are. And just because there's one ally not from Heroes, all allies in 2 spaces are going to be gaining the buff. So it's a lot stronger than a lot of people thought. In the trailer, a lot of people just assumed that it was only going to be granted to the allies not from heroes. However, it's all allies, even from heroes, if just one ally exists that is not from heroes. So Xander being there allows this to work. Very strong C-skill, very strong support. Resonant Blades and Resonant Shields. You're getting basically all stats up 4 and then the impact effect. Same thing goes here. We have Sheeta and Plumeria over there. They're from Heroes and Fire Emblem 1 and 3. So they're able to proc his effect, and all 3 of these units are gaining the bonus. And then finally, we're going to test with only Alphonse in 2 spaces. So none of these characters from Hero or not from Heroes are going to be in the way. And as you see, it doesn't work. So basically just have one unit not from Heroes, and then all the other heroes, even from Fire Emblem Heroes. I worded that awfully. I'm sorry about that, guys. But basically, one character not from Heroes, and then all characters, even from Heroes in 2 spaces, gain his bonus. That's how you got to remember it. And it's very powerful, very strong. This guy is wildly powerful. All right, finally, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the inheritance restrictions on Bulwark. Now, this is a really good B skill. I've actually seen some people underselling it, but I think it's pretty phenomenal. You get attack and defense -4 and 7 HP recovery. The recovery is the clutch part of it, because on tanky units, especially like this guy that has raw damage reduction that you can't deny, 7 HP healing is going to be so strong on him. We've seen it on other characters too, like Guinevere is really good against mages because of the healing and all the other stuff she does. We've seen Fallen Edelgard is really good because of the recovery. So many characters just have this passive healing for seemingly no reason, and it's just so over the top on these tanks. So this is going to be really good. But then on top of that, he also has the super obstruct effect from Gatekeeper. So this is really good. This is why I think they balance the skill really well, because the obstruct effect, it's good, but it's kind of niche. Like, you're not really sure when you're going to need that to come into play. But doing it on top of having the stats and the healing, I think, is going to work out just fine. So even if you're not using obstruct, you're using all the other stuff all the time. So a very good B skill there. It's only inheritable by infantry melee types, so you want to keep that in mind. They did throw Gatekeeper at least one final bone. He's going to be a ranged unit that has access to the obstruct effect. But if you want to give it to anybody else, they have to be infantry melee only, unfortunately. I guess that's not really that big a deal, but there you guys go. So that's pretty much all there was in this data mine. Pretty substantial, honestly. We got a lot of big tidbits of info there, and an upcoming FEH channel, I believe. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys are going to be summoning for Askr. I would love to, but unfortunately, I still have to finish sparking for Ymir, and then I will throw whatever orbs I have left at this guy's way. Hopefully, I can snag a copy of him. But that's all for tonight, so take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.